Jesus Christ, you people suck. Wow. Wolverine wanted to be just...
Back in the days when we played video games, it was hardcore for the nerdy and lazy. Now things have changed and all our video games are also for the casual and lady.
But that's okay, you know the score. We told you a million times before. Playing consoles, not just games, is in the past. And every week you listen to the best damn internet radio crew. It's the N4G podcast. It's the N4G podcast.
Alright, it's time. Another week. N4G Radio. This is episode 688. I'm glad I remembered that because I had already forgotten since I looked at it 2 seconds ago. For February 21st, 2021, 22. Whew, that's a close
You
one.
want to start this over?
Nah,
Alright.
it's like 6 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's going to be the Phoning In podcast. I'm eating.
Oh, that's good.
I'm literally phoning in.
What'd you say?
I'm literally phoning in.
He's literally phoning in. Anthony's eating. As you can hear, we have Drew and we have Anthony.
Yeah.
One's in Bosnia, one's in the kitchen.
Hot
Whatever.
chicken.
What?
It's Eric Andre.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not versed in that.
He's funny.
I've never seen it. I watched the movie that just came out on Netflix a little while ago.
A bad trip.
Yeah, I watched that. The scene in the bar is hilarious.
That movie's pretty funny.
Yeah. That's the first time I'd ever been exposed to that gentleman. So,
Yeah, there you go.
His show was genius. Is genius. I don't know if it's still on. To be honest with you.
is it on a streaming service somewhere?
It's Adult Swim. I'm pretty sure. So
Probably
Yeah.
HBO Max then, because I think that's
Maybe.
where all the Adult Swim stuff is.
Possibly.
That's where all the Aqua Teen stuff is. I know because I watched that.
Is all of Aqua Teen on there now?
Yep.
Okay.
And like South Park's on there right now, but I guess South Park leaves it to go to Paramount Plus in 2025 or something.
yeah, that's a contract that was made before Paramount Plus was
A thing.
a thing.
But it's weird
Yeah.
that the two COVID movies are on Paramount Plus, the South Park COVID movies.
Made after the deal.
Yeah.
Like so.
Don't you love
I'm not
licensing?
surprised.
In order to see all of South Park, you have to have 2 streaming services?
This whole thing has gotten to the point where it's like, congratulations, you've just made cable again, you stupid fucking idiots.
Did you see that the Netflix Marvel shows are leaving?
Yeah.
Which is weird because Netflix made them.
Are they going to Disney?
They can't go on Disney Plus because Disney Plus will not allow anything above PG-13.
In the States.
Yeah. In Europe, they can.
In Canada, it's different, yeah, because we don't have Hulu, so they might go to Hulu.
Which would be weird, right?
It's all weird. It's
Yeah.
all weird because, like, yeah, I hate this. I hate this future that we live in.
Just wait, video games are the next on the docket. You gotta subscribe to 25 different services to get all your video games. I think it's funny that conversation's happening where people are like, you know, I don't want to rent my video games. I want to purchase them. Whereas TV, they don't care.
I think part of the issue is TV was always like TV when it started to be like when motion pictures started coming to the television set, it was something you could not keep, right?
But you
So-
could for a long time with VHS and DVD.
Are we okay? So hold on. Are we talking about like buying it or
Yeah, like
ripping
buying
off
it.
the airwaves?
Like
So-
it's not as big a deal anymore when a
You
show.
used comes to DVD, yeah, no, but like there are people that buy.
Sure.
The DVDs are still, I think, the most popular like physical medium.
Wouldn't shock me. I
So-
guarantee you CDs are dead.
CDs are actually on the rise, and that's partially because like the reality is like vinyl is dealing with large paper shortages, and so like there's only so many places that press vinyl in the world, and then paper shortage, and then big labels decide, oh well, we need our stuff printed, so they push down independent artists, and cassettes, they started doing that with cassettes too. Well, all that's left is CDs. So more and more smaller acts are like, we're doing a CD because that's all we get. You know, like, or we'll have the vinyl later when we might actually be able to get them printed. But as of right now, we're at the bottom of the list. So,
Crazy, man. It's crazy world.
Yeah,
I think
CDs have been-
I think I bought 3 CDs in the last 10 years.
but you're going to see a rise in it because, like, the cost of buying a record is $40, $50 in Canada, anyway. So, you know, $30, $40 in the US, and it's like that's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, how many people are actually buying physical music? Like, I know you do. I'm aware.
Yeah,
of
I'm
that.
not speaking for myself. I realize I'm the anomaly. I just think we're gonna see especially after T-Pain kind of showed the world, like, here's how much you make off of streaming services. People who are interested in music, but I mean, like, you just because you don't look at like BTS, that K-pop band, like their CDs are everywhere, and they're like these high-end products of like a book. Because I didn't know what I was looking at first. And you know, they're out front because that's what people are buying. Like the stuff I'm buying, I have to dig through the alphabetical lists, you know. So there is an audience. It's just, you know, I think unfortunately, like me, I'm too eclectic to really run into those people, and you know, you might not be as engaged with them on any level, right? So it's like, I can't speak to that. I just know that CD sales have been increasing, which tells me that part of it is now a cost issue for musicians and fans. That it's just the people are just wanting to own the music, are moving to CDs just for cost efficiency. Otherwise, you'd buy vinyl, right? But like, vinyl's hard to press. It costs more to make. Now
I just listened
people
to
are
it
realizing,
on YouTube.
yeah, but again, like, you know, there's people want to own things. I that's never gonna go away in anything.
No,
That's the
it'll
reason
never.
why DVDs still exist, right? And that's the reason why like Warner can have their service where they print discs on demand for
I mean,
$40. Like, fucking, it's crazy, but
sure, people always want to own things, but like, I don't know. I think it's become less and less imperative. Drew, are you trying to talk, or is that like your background noise?
I think that's my background noise.
Okay. I felt like you kept getting cut off, and I just wanted to make sure you didn't get cut off.
Sorry.
No, you're good. All right.
I'm trying to see the last album I ever purchased physically.
I can tell
and it
you
was-
what mine was.
Or was it?
It was Coheed's last album.
I was gonna guess Tool.
No, I got that digitally, and it sucked.
Sounds like a bunch of guys who have been whiffing their own farts too long, and a vocalist that was tired of waiting on them, so he just kind of threw anything together and said, fuck it.
Dude, that album is so bad. Oh.
Because, like, Maynard hasn't lost it.
No.
You know, like, go listen to anything else he's doing. But, like, these other guys, amazing musicians, but, like, they were so worried about making the perfect album that it's like, yeah, this is really good, like, this is very good writing, but it's boring.
They already
Kind of like
made.
all those good guitar virtuosos that do, like, you know, oh, wow, he's an amazing guitar player, but then he plays the most boring music, and you're like, it's great, but...
They already
Yeah.
made the perfect album. It was Enema.
Hmm.
I thought that would spark a debate.
I'm not a huge Tool fan, so
Oh, I love Tool. I've been listening since '91 when I first heard
like I like
Sober.
them, but I'm not. And like, I don't know. I was making sure because like two of the albums I always get confused. Anima has Stinkfist on it, and that's probably one of my favorite songs from them. So
Yeah, there's a lot of really good tracks on Anima. I mean,
excuse me.
I guess percentage-wise, if like you took like the best song, like Undertow is hard to beat. Like almost 90% of the songs on that album are good, but there's only 12 tracks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like they got worse after Anima. I liked 10,000 Days, and I liked God, what's the other one?
Lateralis.
Lateralis. I like those, but there's just not as many good tracks on those. And boy, that new album's fucking terrible. All right. Well, this is a video game podcast. Go ahead, Drew.
My last. You
Just
hear me?
trying to. Yeah, we can hear you. You were trying to think of your last album.
Yeah, I looked it up. October 6th of 2008 was the last time I bought a CD.
How do you hold on?
What
hold
was
on,
it? He
hold
looked
on.
it up on Amazon.
Oh, okay, got it. That'd be why I was like trying to figure out how the fuck he looked it up. I'm like, how would you know this?
I know this because I got it the day it came out, and it is "Dig Out Your Soul" by Oasis.
Oh.
That's Oasis's last album. It's very good.
It's very good. That's a
Shock of
fantastic-
Lightning. Fuck. Shock of Lightning's such a good fucking song, and you're like, I wish they would do more music.
Yep, that is the last album I ever purchased physically. That's the last album I ever purchased. Period.
I mean, the one I bought most recently is a pretty recent album. I think it's only like 2 years old. But like before that, there were two other CDs that I bought in like a 10-year span. So, and I still don't even know why I bought that one. Like it's been in my car CD player, but I never play it because I have all of my songs on my iPhone and I have Apple Music. So anyway.
Yeah.
Video games. You want to talk about those?
Sure.
All right. I'll start with you, Drew. Video games.
Well, there's only a couple of things I can talk about. I played more Dying Light 2,
Uh-huh.
and I wrote a review of that. I don't know how I feel about that game.
I mean, you gave it a 6.5, so that's how you felt about it.
Yeah, which means decent, almost good, and I think that's about the best description.
Yeah, that's about where I was at.
It's definitely not bad. It's not mediocre. I mean, it's better than mediocre. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things holding that game back, like the progression system, and the story's not really that great until you're at least halfway through the game. So I don't know. I feel like I really, really like Dead Island, and I really, really like Dying Light 1. But this ain't it, Chief.
Yeah, I kind of feel you. It's kind of depressing that game was in development for what feels like forever.
Well, it was at least 5 years, if not 6.
Yeah, and then they just kind of... It almost feels like that Tool album, right? They work on it forever, and then it comes out, and it's kind of like, eh.
The pieces don't fit.
Nice.
Anyway,
Nice.
that is the only Tool song I can actually tell you anything about.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a weird one-off, but okay.
I'm sorry. I find Tool to be the generic metal band. I'll be right back. I gotta go.
Okay. Well, Anthony, do you want to hop in? Talk about
Yeah,
video
sure. I played more Assassin's Creed. Are you surprised? No? Okay, great. This week, I'm going to be straight honest. I haven't had much time to do anything because I was driving out of town every day and then driving back every day, which isn't is a slightly longer drive than normal, but like I was doing technical training, so basically like I've already done the job for 3 months, but now it's like here's all the minute details you've been missing, and my brain just fried over this last week. Like I tried to start up Assassin's Creed Origins, play a little bit more, and I was just like so like brain drained. I went, nah, did a thing, going to bed.
I feel you.
Um,
Like I get off work and I'll sit down and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna play a game. And about
Turn it on.
20 minutes into it, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna grab a snack and watch a little TV.
Yep, I didn't even do that. I was like, I think I'm gonna lie down and stare at the ceiling. And then I did, however, play some Super Mario 3D World cooperatively today.
Nice, nice.
Because I got to see friends for the first time, which is the reason why we're recording late. And that game is fucking chaos in multiplayer. Like, holy shit!
How many
I'd never
did you?
played
How many did you play?
4.
Oh, 4 is just yeah. You're right. Just pure chaos.
And just we failed upwards. Like, holy shit! And then somebody gets a crown that they want to try to get to the end because it gives them bonus points in the next round because we're just competing on. Oh, fuck. We were just all being shitty. Like, this is terrible. It was a terrible experience, but it was wonderful at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, again, like, really haven't been able to play anything. Just so fucking exhausted. Even tried going through the eShop just to see, like, what I'm missing for the 3DS, and that fucking, even that was just like, alright, too much. Just, I'm gonna lie down. I'm old now, I think, is what the reality. If his birthday came and just fucking hit 30 and I'm now old.
Hey, I feel you. I feel you real hard because I like I told you this week I took my son laser tag and like there's nobody there, so like it's just me and him and his mother playing, and like just running through that arena, climbing up because it's 2 floors, so like you can go up to the top floor and down to the bottom floor and back and forth, and just running through that thing. Whew, we did it twice, 2 20-minute runs, and I thought I was about ready to pass out.
So when I help out the comic book shop, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 flights of stairs, and I'm carrying boxes filled with just paper. Right, first one, I'm like, yeah, that's a walk. But if I carry like 3 boxes, two is pushing it. By the time I hit the 3rd box, I'm like, I just want to die.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, isn't there still one on the stairs? Back down 4 flights of stairs, and right back up them. Oh yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, I'm out of shape.
Oh, I 100% know I am. I felt it running the laser tag. I was like, dude, I am so winded.
If I only hadn't had that Little Caesars Batman calzone.
Dude, I tore a pizza up when we got, my wife and I split a pizza and I ate half of it, like in one sitting. Man, it was the best tasting pizza ever.
Yeah, pizza after doing like a lot of work is always amazing.
Yep, that's the best pizza you will ever have.
I think Drew might be back.
Drew, you
Yes,
back?
I am back.
All right.
All right,
I think
Drew, pick up
Anthony's
where you
already
left off.
done. So
What's that?
I think Anthony's already done. I think he didn't have anything to play.
I mean, I'm kind of the same way. I did jump into a game, so in between Yakuza 4 and the review games that I'm doing, yes, I know I still need to review Windjammers. I've got to go again. Hang on a second.
This is what you
All right,
get.
so Ken, I guess you can start, and then we'll just let Drew kick in.
All right, I'll run through these indie games first.
Nice. Let's do this.
Mechabolt Plus is a generic side scroller where you shoot some enemies and collect some bolts and get to the end of the level. I think I played 5 levels. I was like, okay, I get it. Super Toy Cars Off Road. I mean, right there, it's in the name. Kind of plays like crap, though. Didn't enjoy it too much.
Yeah, I don't know if that's related to anything.
I think it's the
Is it-
same
was there
developer
some-
that did Super Toy Cars.
Is it okay? Because it didn't like. I looked at it and I'm like, is this the same people? And I was like, I don't think it looks like a quality drop, but
Yeah, this is not a good game. Like, the
Alright.
steering is bad, the AI is bad, the power-ups are boring. Like, I didn't care for it at all. And the menus are messed up. Like, sometimes the D-pad would work, sometimes it wouldn't, sometimes the analog would work, sometimes it wouldn't. Weird. I don't know. Not a good game. Mages and Treasures is a block-pushing game. Not
so it's like voxel.
kinda, except it's kind of generic.
They're all. I hate to say this, but like I don't remember what that Sokoban is. What it's called, Sokoban. All Sokoban games are kind of generic. Like I'm kind of tired. Like the only one I can think of that's like Sokoban that is not generic is Baba Is You, because it's not the main goal to push boxes onto places. Yeah, I'm kind of tired of that genre of games. Unless you have something to do with it, just don't.
Gym Wizard Tactics. It's a tactics game, so I lasted all of about 30 seconds before I noped out of that one. Choice of Life Middle Ages is a choose your own adventure where you just pick between like two options.
No, so it's a rip off of Reigns.
I've never played that, but
That's the card game where you can swipe right or left to make decisions.
yeah, pretty much. You get a left and a right card and you pick it, and if you make a
Yeah,
bad choice, it takes a heart away, and if you lose all your hearts, you die and start
That's
over.
literally Reigns.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Reigns is a little bit more involved actually than that. That sounds like a really basic version of Reigns, but whatever.
I tried to play From Heaven to Earth, but I could not figure out how to get the game to start.
Alright.
I mean, I booted it up. It gave me, like, every stage was unlocked so I could play whatever stage I wanted. I picked a stage, and my dude just stood there, and he wouldn't move, and I'm like, okay.
Time to take out the trash.
Yep. So I pretty much deleted every game after I played it, because this week's selections were not good. I just went back to playing Infernax, because Infernax is fucking awesome. And you should play more Infernax.
Listen, I would have done anything if it weren't for the fact that, like, this week was just a mess.
Oh, I did get the Crossfire campaign to boot up.
Oh, and okay, well, now I'm interested. Tell me how bad it is.
Dude.
Oh, that's not good. Tell me how bad it is. If your answer doesn't involve words, it's bad.
I mean, you saw people compare it to like a 360 era shooter.
Yeah, I thought it was just the multiplayer, but
No,
okay.
no.
Ooh.
The single player feels like, what is that game? Black. Remember Black?
Oh my god!
I got some Black vibes. What's that?
Black was actually fun though.
It was
Yeah, but
fun
it's
back in
fucking-
2000 whatever.
Yeah, it's a PS2 game.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But I got those vibes from Crossfire X in 2022.
Oh god! Do you remember Black's like pseudo sequel?
Oh god. What was that called?
Yep, the name is escaping me right now.
Was it made by Criterion?
No, it was made by some of the team of it.
Was it one of those really generic first-person shooters from the 360 era that nobody remembers?
Yeah,
Oh,
it had,
yes.
like,
Body count.
Body Count. That was the one I'm thinking of. Yes.
It was so bad. I remember turning it on and going, is this how it really looks? Hold on, I gotta just adjust the settings. Oh no, this
No.
is how it looks.
You can't adjust crap. It's just crap.
It's just...
There were so many
and it was
of those.
Codemasters that made that.
There were so many of those. Like, my son's been playing one recently. You remember Frontlines? Fuels of War?
Frontlines was multiplayer,
But it had a
mostly,
campaign.
though, right?
It had like a 4-hour
did it?
campaign.
Okay, well, because there was another one,
Time
something with a
Shift.
dragon. Okay, sure.
Time Shift
Man, I
was
don't
another one. There was also Fracture.
No,
which
no,
was
no.
third
Time
person.
Time Shift. No, I'm talking about there was another one. In the Fields of War, I thought, or whatever it was called, Frontlines. Dragon something, I want to say.
No, that's Operation Flashpoint.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking of. Okay, you're right. Never mind. Frontlines Fields of War, I don't remember it all then.
It was a THQ jam.
Yeah, well, I said I don't remember it. There's just a reason why. Yeah, Time Shift, which is an Activision title. Black Site Area 51.
Oh man, that game should have been so good, and it was so bad.
I'm looking at my Xbox 360 wall.
Dude, there were so many mediocre first-person shooters in that era.
The Darkness was really good. The Darkness 2 was meh.
It was better than those generic third-person shooters.
Yes, but in comparison to the first game,
sure.
Meh. Oh God, still looking. I mean, the Far Cry Predator.
We played that a lot online because you could make your own levels, and we just made levels where you could explode.
Don't play the single player. The single player is bad.
No. Fuse was the Insomniac game.
Yep. Oh my God, I'm just looking at a wall of, a lot of shit.
Dude, there were so many. So many.
Yeah, because I'm not even looking at the PS3 stuff. I'm just looking at the 360 stuff.
The outfit.
Dude, that wasn't a first-person shooter. That was a third-person tactical game.
Well, so was Fracture, but you said that one.
I said, but that one wasn't first-person.
Yeah, but it's of that same quality. Velvet Assassin. Yeah.
That game was bad, though.
That game was bad.
Sorry? That game was bad, but I'm just saying, it's of that same ilk. It's this weird cesspool of where stuff crawled out of, and I can't, in hindsight, figure out how we got there. I understand on paper, well, Call of Duty's popular, so blank, 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 blank. But it's just there was this, how did we get wet? Who thought wet was a great idea?
I was about to answer that question in a different manner, but...
it's this weird...
I thought wet was fine.
I liked wet. It's a Bethesda jam.
That's just it. It was this weird thing where it's we called these fine games good, and at best they were fine.
Yeah,
they were satisfactory, and it's just it's this weird time frame where it's when we went through the bad games, a lot of the bad games that we played, a lot of them were bad, and then there's a couple where we go, it's fine. But I still don't understand how we got to where that was just the thing, where most games were fine. Because that's a large percentage of the catalog.
Yeah, there was a
I'm
lot.
sure I'll look back on the current era and say the same thing, but I just feel the 360 PS3 era was a lot of just fine games that kind of all could... You could push them all together, make one sort of amorphous blob of a game, and you'd still go, that's just the thing. You wouldn't see any difference. What was the one that Damnation. Yeah, you could just stick Damnation upon anything else, and you still would have just the thing that you had before, because they all kind of just blend into one fucking thing. It's awful.
I fucking hated Damnation.
Damnation was a bad video game.
Quantum Theory.
Oh, dude, that was the Japanese attempt at Gears of War.
Gears of War. With the weird tower that shifted. And, how did we, as a society, randomly just end up with that?
Legendary the Box.
Oh my god. Because that was from... Oh, what was the other game that studio did?
The Liberty game.
Yeah. The one that was alternate history.
What was that game called?
But how
Turning
did that
Point.
Studio...
Turning Point.
Turning Point. How did we get both of those games? They weren't great. How did they push their way through?
You know what the description of Turning Point Fall of Liberty? Okay, the game supposes that the incident in which the car struck Winston Churchill in New York on December 13th, 1931, actually proved fatal.
And that's where everything just falls apart.
And without his inspirational speeches to
my
galvanize the
fucking Christ.
Allies, the course of the Second World War. Hold on, I gotta expand it. It's gotta be good, right?
You know, I can just put it this way. It's sad that Killzone rises above the rest.
Turok.
remake sucked. That remake makes Evolution look good.
Remember how many Medal of Honor games? Hour of Victory.
The fucking reboot of like current day Medal of Honor.
The History Channel Civil War, A Nation
Oh,
Divided.
fucking Jesus Christ! So the only Medal of Honor game during that era I would recommend is Airborne, where you parachute in.
That where you said the military game where you parachute in means nothing to me.
I said Medal of Honor.
But still, Medal of
Airborne.
Honor, I don't remember any except for the very first one on PlayStation. 'Cause
Oh
it was
God!
such a big deal.
So Airborne, you play through like a semi-open world map in each level, and you choose where you land, and it's a really good World War II shooter.
No, it is. It is.
I remember.
It's the only one I'd save from a fire of the more recent Medal of Honor.
I remember when when Medal of Honor tried to be Call of Duty with the beard
Medal of
guy
Honor.
with the
Yeah,
backwards
Medal of
hat.
Honor, and then
Backwards hat.
Medal of
beard,
Honor.
Yeah, backwards hat beard guy was the Medal of Honor being like, oh, we gonna be Call of Duty.
And they were awful.
Yeah, they were bad.
Warfighter. Warfighter was the sequel.
So good. So good.
Fuck, man. I'm so glad we've escaped that. Like, we got 3 Resistance games. I'm sorry, those games aren't that great.
No, I absolutely detest all of those games.
Killzone, again, looks really good in comparison to, like, Resistance.
Yeah.
And Resistance has a better concept.
True. Alright, the only other game I played, I've been playing a fuckload of Cyberpunk 2077.
Look at you.
Dude, I can't stop playing it now. It's such a good game.
How far you made it?
I am 15 hours in.
Holy crap.
I don't know like how this game is so big, like I'm doing the story and stuff, but I don't want to say anything in case it's spoilers. I know the game's like over a year old or whatever, but
Yeah, but no one's played it, so...
yeah, I don't want to spoil it.
You've met Johnny at this point, right?
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
absolutely.
I kind of.
You meet him at the end of the intro, right?
Pretty much.
Well, the intro lasts about 5 hours.
Yes, but he's 15 hours in. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say he's met him.
Oh,
Otherwise, he's really fucking the dog on the intro.
Man, I'm taking my time. I'm doing my gigs. I'm doing my side jobs. I'm buying clothes in every city so I can get some cool threads. Like,
What
that
upgrade
game.
pack do you go with?
What do you mean? Like, is there like I'm mostly put points into like body and like what's the one above it? There's 6 trees. One of them's locked still. Like I'm not getting hardly anywhere in those trees because inside each tree is like 3 tabs.
Yeah.
And like I'm focusing mostly on guns. I'm not doing as much like hacking and stuff, and I haven't done much melee. Although I did just beat a boss that gave me a giant fucking hammer. So I think I might start using that hammer.
Okay.
This game is so good though.
I started putting points into crafting, and then I saw a video probably 6-7 months ago saying, yeah, crafting's fucking useless. Don't waste your time with it.
I use crafting to build inhalers, so I don't have to buy them because they're expensive as shit.
Yeah.
And I'd rather like spend my money on clothes, which is armor, and modifications. So Ripper, go into the Ripper dock.
So let me ask you a question. Because I still can't figure it out, because I have not went back to this game since I quit the first time. Is there a way for enemies to hack you to where you can't pull the trigger on your gun?
If you're using a smart gun, you have to be able to have the ability to unlock smart guns, but I haven't run into an enemy that can lock my gun, although I run out of ammo long before they lock it anyway.
Yeah, so I think this had to have been a bug, because I had like a machine gun, and I was pulling the trigger, and then I would just stop pulling the trigger, and I would pull the trigger on my controller, and nothing would happen. And then randomly they would just start shooting again.
What was it? A smart gun?
I have no idea.
Because I know they've hacked me to where like I'll catch on fire or I'll slow down or different stuff like that, but
Future is terrible.
never where I can't shoot my gun. But then I didn't start using smart guns until I did the quest for the lady in Japantown who gave me the modification to use smart guns.
See, I don't even think I made it that far.
Hmm.
Like when I quit playing the game, I had just met Johnny.
Okay, yeah, you're nowhere into it. Like, Johnny and I are on a quest.
Oh yeah, I kind of figured.
Yeah, and we're pretty deep into it. Like, I've done a lot of stuff in the main story, and that's why I didn't want to kind of say where I was, but
Yeah.
yeah, that game is, man, it definitely straddles that line of The Witcher where the side quests are so well done that they could be main quests in other games. Like, there's a side quest where there's this rogue robot car company, and he's trying to get all of these random cars back to, like, because they're AI-driven cars, so you have to go find these rogue cars and convince them to come back to the garage. And one of them is straight up GLaDOS. Like, she even tells me she's going to give me a cake.
Get it? Memes.
Yeah, but like, this one of the cars tries to kill itself, and I had to talk it off a cliff. Dude, this game.
I really wish Vampire the Masquerade 2 wasn't in fucking purgatory.
Oh my god, this game.
Because literally one of the classes you can pick in Vampire the Masquerade, classes, whatever, type of vampire you can choose, they're insane. And like the shit that happens because you're insane is like that level, but you don't experience it if you play a sane group of vampires.
Dude, the stuff you can do in Cyberpunk is ridiculous, and the stuff that you can miss, like if you don't bother doing it, is crazy.
Have you found the talking gun yet?
No, I have not found a talking gun yet.
Okay. If you find a talking gun, I'll tell you after the show.
Okay. Yeah, like, no.
Wow.
This game,
Wow.
if this game had been launched the way it is right now, it might have been my game of the year. That year it came out. Like, I am enjoying the shit out of this game. I'm having a ball with it. Although I do very much not play this game. You gotta have that pause button handy.
Have you experienced any major glitches this time around?
A couple. I was having a conversation with a guy and he was trying to lean on a railing, but the railing wasn't there, so he was just kind of leaning in midair. And then all of a sudden he teleported over to the railing.
Gotcha.
But for the most part, I haven't run into major glitches. I did have one where I was on a motorcycle. I was supposed to follow somebody on a motorcycle, and she was like, looked like she was on the motorcycle, but she was in the air. And then when I started driving, she ran over me and knocked me off my motorcycle. And just kept talking to me like nothing happened. So it happens here and there, but that's open world shit. I'm kind of used to that. But for the most part, it's very well done.
You hear me?
Yeah, what'd you say?
Have they fixed the cops?
Like,
So if you commit a crime, a cop spawns about 10 feet behind you every time.
oh no, I committed several crimes and it told me there was a warrant, but nobody spawned behind me.
Okay. At launch that game, like literally this guy's on top of a skyscraper, like by himself on the roof, and he just starts shooting his gun off, and when he turns around, there's 4 cops on the roof with him.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least they fixed that then.
Yeah, no, the cops, it'll tell me like a warrant's been issued for my arrest, but by the time I'm done with what I'm doing, I think it's gone. But no, this game's really good. I think it's going to be my game I play for a while. And I'm playing something else I can't tell you about, but I'm not reviewing it, so I'll talk about it next week. I think I think that's it. I mean, I play a lot of Overwatch, but nobody wants to hear me complain about Smurfs. Smurfs and quitters.
Yep. I don't think I'll ever go back to that game.
I'm almost silver and healing now, Drew, because of Smurfs and levers.
I bet.
Yep, it's bad. I can't win a game to save my life.
Yeah.
And I know what people will say. The commonality in all of that is you. I'm like, well, I promise you, I ain't that bad.
Yeah, no. Anyway, let's see if I can actually get through my stuff without having to be interrupted.
Oh, go right ahead.
So there's one other game I want to talk about. It's a game that I reviewed along.
Boo!
It's the interrupting cow.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Wow, what a great audience.
What a great audience. So, in between Yakuza, which I'm doing for Phoenix Down, and in between games I'm doing for review, my fucking God, are you fucking kidding me?
That is perfect.
It's like, dude, this is the episode where I couldn't talk. But it's true this time.
Everything happens because I'm at work right now. So, anyway, the game I'm playing in between that, and I've gotten really into, is Titan Quest.
Do you buy the 2 expansions?
I did. They had the 2 expansions on sale for $7 a piece.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I was like, that's too good. That's too good to pass up. And I was like, well, I guess I need to play Titan Quest again. And so I booted it up. I said, yeah, I guess I need to go ahead and make a new character, right? So I went ahead and made a new character. And I'm enjoying the crap out of that game. It's a little rough around the edges, sure. I mean, this game is a game from, 2006?
I was gonna say it's an old game that's been kind of remastered a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. They did some good work to it on the Xbox. But yeah, it's legit. And man, they have added so much to that game. Like not only with just the DLCs and stuff like that, the quality of life improvements there is fantastic. But they also with the DLCs added more like classes that you can spec in. So one of the things that Titan Quest was really good at, and they do it with Grim Dawn as well, is where you can dual class something. And when you dual class something, it actually changes what your class is. So I went with the newest class, which is the Rune Master. The Rune Master was added in Ragnarok. And then I combined it with another class, and it makes like a hybrid class. So there's tons of options there. The problem is that when you can go to any website, you can Google search, Diablo 2 or Diablo 3 builds, and you'll have stuff pop up everywhere. Titan Quest doesn't have that many people talking about it. And I'm just like, okay, well, I can't find a really good build or even just some suggestions to go by. There's only like 1 or 2 threads talking about Titan Quest. It's still a really good game, though, and I'm actually enjoying it. It's kind of my new addiction now. I dropped off of Diablo 2 and I moved on to Titan Quest.
Hey, it happens.
Friendship with Diablo 2 broken. I'm friends with Titan Quest now.
Yeah, I'm friends with Titan Quest now. But yeah, that's it.
Hey, you got through. That's all that matters. All right. I have a question. Did anybody try to play Lost Ark?
Actually, I did. Yeah, I played probably about 40 minutes of it.
So I've tried to boot it 3 times, and it just sits with the icon on my desktop for 5 minutes before I just have to kill it manually.
Yeah, that happened to me. I restarted my computer, and it worked after that.
Huh? I restarted mine, and I got the same thing.
You firewall blocking it? You might want to check that.
Usually I get a notification, but I'll check it. I don't think I am. But yeah, it's weird. I boot it up, and you'll see the character and you'll see the logo on your desktop, and it just kind of sits there. Seems a little buggy. I was going to try it out. I was going to see if it was all the jazz everybody's talking about, but I can't even get into the damn game. So, all right, I think that's it. Just to make sure. Boop, boop. Yep, that's all I got to talk about. Let's talk about what's coming out this week. We're going to start with Xbox Series and PlayStation 5. We've got Assetto Corsa Competizione. How is that? I don't know how you say that. I can't do it. Destiny 2, The Witch Queen. No, a lot of people are looking forward to that. Kiwi.
I really, like, I'm not judging people that like Destiny at all, because listen, like, there's far worse games out there. I just can't believe how many people are still invested in it.
I mean, there hasn't been a better one since. So
I suppose, yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of like me
right.
still playing Overwatch. Like, there hasn't been a better one.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like they do get a bunch of people excited and they come back, and it's just like I remember being sort of disappointed with the first Destiny and its repetitiveness that I fell off even before the first season was done or whatever. So it's just like, to me, it's like, man, like I totally am glad people enjoy it, but like I do not get it.
Yeah,
I was at Destiny 1 for about 2 years, played it every single day.
Dave still plays.
Dave does, yeah.
Yeah, Dave still plays. I think Sophie still plays.
Yeah, I mean these people. I mean, there's people out there who are dedicated to that. Like once Destiny 2 came out, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of done. It was fine, but it was just the same old. It's
and the problem with Destiny as well. I was going to say Destiny 2, but I don't want to say Destiny 2. But Destiny, the problem with Destiny as well is like when you and I drop off, Drew. Like if we try to go back, it's almost impenetrable.
No, because there's just so many things you got to remember. Like even with Destiny 1, like, I was 2 years in, and there was so many things that I had to remember. Like, oh, well, you don't forget to do this, and you can only find these things. If you want to farm them, you got to farm them every day. You got to go to this one corner of the map. It's just like it's like me trying to get into World of Warcraft right now.
It's the issue I have with, I think Borderlands was kind of mine, where, like, in Borderlands 2, I started to realize, like, everything is so... There's only so, like, everybody has to have the same guns, because the reality is that the meta, eventually, as you get further in, the meta takes over, and the meta is not built well, I guess is the way to say it. So, like, everybody ends up knowing what guns are necessary for what, and it's just like, man, that's not fun for me. Some people, I get it. But it's just like, this is just work now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the issue, I feel like, is that with Borderlands and with Destiny, the games that are really trying to put a twist on Diablo-style games, the loot-driven games, is that they don't have the amount of really cool stuff that Diablo has. Because, I mean, a perfect example is in Borderlands 2, which is a single-player game. It's not a competitive game at all. They were nerfing certain things, and we're like, you don't do that in a single-player game. Like, what are you doing?
If I want to break it, let me break it.
Exactly, and that's what nobody has ever been able to capture, that Diablo lightning in a bottle, because Blizzard, say what you want to about Blizzard, but they're the kind of people, especially with Diablo, saying, if you like breaking the game, go ahead and break the game. We'll just give you the option to play it on a harder difficulty. Like, that's what makes Diablo so much fun, is that, yeah, I'm totally just wrecking these dudes, but if I played on nightmare difficulty, maybe I wouldn't. It's in Destiny and especially Borderlands, they try to go that route with their stuff, but there's not enough legendary items that make it worthwhile. Destiny limits you on what you can equip. You can only have one legendary weapon and one legendary piece of armor, or they call it exotic in those games. While Diablo, you got legendary everything.
Yeah, fuck it. Just whatever you want, just put it on.
Yeah, and and the reason why is because they don't want there's PvP, in Destiny. And that was one of the things that got me turned off of Destiny, was because they would just nerf something so hard because people were complaining about it in the multiplayer.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, this is stupid then."
Yep, absolutely. I'm with you on that. I love the way Destiny plays, but I can't. Nothing really captures, like, you'll call a game a Diablo-like, but God, nothing captures it like Diablo does. Alright. Also out this week is Kiwi, Truck Driver Premium Edition. Light Up the Room.
The Truck Driver Premium Edition allows you to just make a stop in Ottawa.
Hell yeah.
Timely.
Yeah.
As they're being kicked out.
Martha is Dead is out this week, so we can finally see that face cutting scene.
Man, listen, somebody commented when I made a point on Twitter that they thought it was neat, and it's like, I'm not shitting on that game at all, because like I don't know the full context of the scene. I just saw the scene out of context. I thought it kind of looked lame. But that wasn't the point. My point was, it was lame in the sense that is what's going to get fucking banned from a Sony console. Like,
yeah, that's weird when you look at some of the fatalities in Mortal Kombat 11, right?
Yeah, like, it is so a non-event. I think it's partially because, like, the fatalities, they take away your control, right? And this game, it's asking you to do it, but, like,
still, I mean,
yeah, I've seen more fucked up shit elsewhere.
Sure.
So
I don't know. It feels like a,
like,
I don't know.
Let me put it this way. I saw more fucked up shit in It Takes Two than that sequence.
Yeah, there's some emotional shit in that game that's fucked up.
So yeah.
Moto Rotor MC. And then the two big games out on Friday. I bet you forgot about this one. Grid Legends. Remember that? The full motion video grid game?
Joke's on you. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's coming out.
Couldn't forget it. I didn't know about it.
And then the next game to cause a Twitter discourse, Elden Ring, will be out on Friday.
Now, you play any... Oh, I guess you finished Horizon, so we had already covered it. Never mind.
Yes, I talked about Horizon last week while you were out.
Yeah, last week. No, I was there.
Oh, were you there? Or was it the week before you were out?
It was the week before I was out.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
and then I couldn't talk about it.
Because the question I had, you answered, which was how much of the past futuristic shit was there, and you're like, good portion. I'm like, great. That's all I need to know.
You will enjoy this game. I've seen the discourse on Twitter about the glitches, and I'm like, yeah, some of that stuff I saw a lot more of before the patch. But after the patch, I didn't see it hardly at all. So,
I honestly, as of late, I've been, and I guess this is kind of just a conversation for a conversation's sake, but like, I'm playing Assassin's Creed, and like, it's been a long time since I've played something where while I'm playing it, I am not like, I wish I was playing a different game, or thinking about other games.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, when I'm away from it, thinking, oh, I want to play that game. Like, every time I look at a game, I'm like, I can wait. Which isn't a thing I usually feel. I mean, I have a wall of games I've barely touched because of the impulse of wanting to buy another game. And now, like, yeah, I'm going to end up doing that because of the 3DS eShop and stuff, but, like, I got a year. It's not going to all be at once, and, like, I'm in no rush, really. But I'm just not, like... It's a very weird feeling where I'm not like, oh, I need to get Horizon now so I can play it now.
I feel very proud of myself. I want to buy Pokemon Arceus because everybody keeps talking about it. I haven't yet because I know I'm not going to play it. And the King of Fighters Season Pass 1 came out, but the characters aren't out. I haven't bought it yet.
Yeah, no, it's a very weird feeling that to not be there day one. Also, can I just say, this is, I don't know if this person listens. I don't give a shit. If you're an idiot and you spent $10 more on a digital copy of Horizon Forbidden West just because, like, you don't get a medal and you don't get, like, a thank you for your sacrifice message from Gorilla for paying the $10 extra, They're offering a free PS5 copy for less money if you buy the PS4 version. That's on them.
If I'd
don't
have had to
under-
buy it, I'd have bought the PS4 version. Faux show.
I have been racking my brain over any reason other than wanting a high five from the developers, and like, guys, like, they're going to all be the bigger price eventually. Get the deals while you can.
Yeah. Dude, any way I can save money. Feel like if a game's on Game Pass, cool. I ain't gotta pay for it. I've got a Game Pass.
Let's be honest.
subscription.
You save that money. Guess what? It's gonna go to another video game inevitably.
Oh, 100%. That's when I have
So,
extra
like-
money. That's where it's going.
And Ken, you get to think about this. So you didn't purchase Pokemon Legends, and you're going to hold off. In a year now, when you purchase it, it's still going to be $59.99. How you like that?
Yeah, I know. Nintendo games don't go down in price. That's why I still haven't bought. There was another one that came out that I wanted to buy and I didn't buy it, but it's still It's still $60. Oh, the Paper
If I wanna
Mario.
go
Paper
buy
Mario.
Breath of the Wild- If I want to go buy Breath of the Wild, which is what,
It's
4 years old?
It's still $5.
It's on
$5.
sale sometimes for $44.99.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's, do I finally just buy it on Switch because I have it on Wii U,
It
and
runs better
like,
on Switch.
I know, but I mean, I'm just like, damn, I already paid $59.99 for this.
Yeah.
I used it as I can play this not playing on my Wii U. That's nice.
Yeah, well, see, I'm never going to get rid of my Wii U because they're never freaking going to do Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Are you
I
going to play
understand.
Xenoblade Chronicles X?
What's that?
Are you actually going to play Xenoblade Chronicles X, or are you just keeping your Wii U hooked up so you can play it?
No, I'm going to play it one day.
Okay,
We're
I'm
going
just
to-
making sure.
It's gonna be the year-long Phoenix Down.
Dude, it's long as hell.
I know, I was saying a very obvious statement. I wasn't making a joke.
Also coming out for PS5 is a game called Monarch. I don't know anything about that game, so.
Give me a second. I recognize
It's
that
one of
name.
those. It's like Nippon Eater Axis or something, like one of those developers. I think.
It is. Wow. Spot on. It's Nippon Ichi Software.
Okay.
I
I knew it was one of
What
those.
is this though?
It's like an
It's
RPG,
a
tactics RPG or something.
yeah. It's a tactics RPG or a action RPG. It's a mix of both, I think. This is one. I must have gotten an email. I don't remember seeing this. I just remember reading it a lot, like because I knew how to spell it. It's
Yeah.
not spelled Monarch as in like a normal one. It's Monark.
It's got cool art style. It's got like that red, black, and white art style.
Reminds me a lot of what's it called?
There was a
something,
tactics game
Code
that
Vein.
there was a tactics game that came out last year that was like red, black, and white like that as well, but I don't remember the name.
It reminds me of Code Vein, the artwork. To be honest with you,
All
lots
right.
of red reminds me of blood.
Yeah. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, we've got Destiny 2, Witch Queen, Monarch, Monster Crown, Soul Cresta, which is Platinum's shooter, which I heard is like $40. Like I was going to pick it up, but then I saw it was like $40. I'm like, well,
That's that
maybe not.
shooter price. Also, Monster Crown, I'm pretty sure, is the
Like
Pokemon ripoff
Pokemon, yeah.
that's aiming for that Pokemon Red and Blue look.
Yeah, I think you're right. YouTuber's Life 2, Sam and Max, this time it's virtual.
Can I just ask, why does anybody want to play YouTuber's Life?
I mean, they made a sequel, so somebody played it.
I don't get it then, and I don't get it now.
Anthony, my son wants to play it.
I don't. Listen, I understand. This is old man yells at cloud. I don't get it. The Destiny one at least makes some sense. I just don't get the appeal. This one, like, I don't understand the concept of wanting to do that at all. It sounds miserable.
The Sims 4, My Wedding Stories.
Speaking of things I don't get, and that's I'm
The
kidding.
Sims. Martha's Dead.
No, the wedding part.
Oh, the wedding part, yeah. Atler Sophie 2, The Alchemist of the Mysterious Dream. I'm surprised it's not the Mysterious Wet Dream.
That's not the one. Rise is the one that's got the.
Oh, I imagine this one's probably getting horny too.
I don't know. Is this not just an old one that's being ported?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. There's too many earlier games. I don't even remember the ones Drew gave me.
Dark Thrones, Witch Hunter Double Pack, and then Elden Ring, Grid Legends, Motor Rotor MC, as well as a PS4 and Xbox One version of Tormented Souls, which is actually really good if you like old school RE games. Xbox has got a couple things different. We've got Dr. Oil, Clousy, Light Up the Room, and Tux and Fanny. Those all sound like big hits. All right, Nintendo Switch. Puzzle and Dragons, Nintendo Switch Edition. Drew's piping up over there. Ooh, really? Monarch, Soul Cresta, YouTuber's Life. Edge of Eternity makes its way over to the Switch this week. Explosive Candy World, For the Warp, 15 in 1 Solitaire, Amazing Machines, and NPC's Odyssey, Antarctica 88, Autobahn Polizzi Simulator 2. Go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, Autobahn Polizzi, I have the Xbox game, I think.
Yeah, the first one was on Xbox, yeah.
Xbox 360. We just picked it up because like $2 for like a brand new copy. Yeah, sure. This is. Why did it not? Give me a second here. I'm remembering how to. I'm remembering how to computer, everybody. This is so I looked up those games that is Tux and Fanny.
Hold on, I gotta look at this. Hey,
I don't.
it looks like
I
some
don't
Rick and
know-
Morty shit.
Right? And like they seem to be like it seems to be like a YouTube channel or something.
Maybe it is. I mean, they could hang out with
Like-
Ryan.
Like I'm looking. Yeah, I don't think it's for kids.
Oh, okay. They can still hang out with
Tux
Ryan.
and Fanny just want to play soccer, but their soccer ball is deflated. Go on an epic adventure to help them inflate their ball. Plays both Tux and Fanny as well as a cat and a flea. All 4 characters will have to work together if you're going to inflate the ball.
Okay.
What?
Never Alone, Arctic Collection. To the Top, Mammoth. Variable Barricade. Who is Zombie? Eternum Quest. Ammo.
Who is Zombie? Sounds like a game from Tommy Wiseau.
Who is Zombie?
Who is Zombie?
Ammo Pigs, Cocked and Loaded, which I talked about last week. Atlar Sophie 2, again. Flip the Buddy, Life is Strange, True Colors. Moto Rotor MC, One Gun Guy, and Plunderer's Adventures. Those are your new games for the week.
Okay, so I also, because the Xbox had some weird one, Clousy is a, like, I don't want to say a farming sim, the first daycare dedicated to clouds.
Okay.
You really are hitting the peak of what the fuck.
Dude, you hear, like, every week I play all these indie games, and, like, they're worth about 5 minutes of your time, 99% of the time.
I want to just say, this does look like something, like, there does look like quality work put into it. Just, like, what a weird fucking concept.
I got a question about that Puzzles and Dragons game.
Yeah.
Is it just a remake of the one that was on the 3DS back in the day? No, this is a brand new one.
I've got
It's
a PR about it from Friday.
the last I checked, it was not, because people were hoping it was.
It's got new modes. It's got a quest mode, a PvP mode with world match, friend match, a computer match, and a custom mode where you can build your own dungeons. Includes achievements and avatars. That's all the information from the press release. So
It's going to cost $4.37 and will include in-app purchases
for the Switch?
for the Switch.
Okay.
Real. They're gonna
Yeah.
do. So this is like a mobile game.
With a fucking pay, like, you have to buy into it, and then you have to buy stuff in it.
Give me that money, boy.
Because there's already a version of Puzzle Dragons on the Switch called Puzzle and Dragons Gold, which is like
See, I didn't-
$20. And
Okay.
it looks like an anime game.
Hey, you know, All right, I got some bullet points and news.
All right.
We'd recorded the show tomorrow. We might have known for sure, but Capcom's
Here
countdown
goes the
looks
show.
like it's going to be Street Fighter 6.
PlayStation exclusive.
You think?
I don't know.
They can't do that again,
you know
right?
What? You know what?
They can't.
I could totally see it because it's a big thing at
Evo and Sony owns Evo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, if they do it again, I'm going to be so pissed. I'm so tired of third-party exclusives that you just pay for. It's such an annoying thing. It's Street Fighter. Street Fighter has never, until Street Fighter 5, been exclusive.
I suppose, yeah.
I mean, that's so dumb. So dumb. Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. So when you're listening to this, you may already know, and you'll be like, you dumb shits, it was Resident Evil.
We are dumb.
I know. Acquisition.
I'm just making sure everybody else knows.
Got some acquisition news. We've got Nacon purchasing Daedalic.
This literally could have been a thing before, and they could just say it's new, and I would be like, "Oh, return whatever."
Nacon making some moves, man. They're getting that.
Yeah,
that
Nacon has
accessory
a lot of money. Yeah, because they were Big Ben, I think, right?
Big Ben Interactive.
And then they fucking made enemies with the Sinking City guys.
Oh yeah.
I can never remember what studio that is. It's not Spiders, it's the other one.
No, I don't remember. And they also no.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, didn't they make Vampire too?
No, that was
That was Don't Nod. Never mind.
Don't Nod, yeah.
No. What the fuck else did the Sinking City guys make? They made something else.
Sherlock Holmes.
That's
the
right.
Sherlock Holmes.
Frogwares.
Frogwares.
Yes.
Yeah, we get those mixed up with Frogwares and Spiders, and what's the other one?
Jank City. Fuck man. I know what you're thinking, but I can't remember.
Piranha Bytes.
Piranha
Piranha
Bytes.
Bytes.
Yes, the Risen
Piranha
guys.
Bytes is King Jank of
Yeah.
Jank Castle.
There's Risen 47 is out next week, in case you didn't know.
No, they're doing a Gothic remaster. Come on.
All right, so
Which
here's
is
the
Risen, which is Elix,
Risen-
which they're also making Elix 2.
Risen is a fine series.
Get the fuck out of here! Don't even start defending this janky ass RPG. None of those games are bad, but they're janky as fuck, Drew, and that's the point.
One of them was a
Of
pirate
course not.
game, right?
Risen
Yeah.
2.
The 2 and 3 are both piratey.
Piratey.
which is also a suggestion on how you should get them.
Oh shit. Focus Home Interactive purchased the Metal Slug Tactics developer. I don't know their
Okay.
name.
Again, Focus Home could be part of Nacon, and I'd be like, yeah, sure, that sounds about right.
In semi-acquisition news, Ubisoft has gone on record to say that they will now review any offer of acquisition from anybody, but they want to stay independent. You know.
You remember years ago when they were fighting off Vivendi Universal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then but we all kind of realized, oh no, these are the shitty guys. Even though Vivendi Universal would have been a terrible thing because they had already tried and left the game industry. It's kind of like Disney. Stop coming around. You keep doing bad things and then bailing and taking everyone down with you.
Hey, Vivendi owns Crash and Spyro for a while.
Yeah, you remember all those great games that they made? Well, they owned it. They owned it originally too. Vivendi. Well, sorry, it was Universal, and then Vivendi bought the Universal game, so it was Vivendi Universal, and everything they made after Naughty Dog and Insomniac stopped making them.
Yeah, they were all bad.
I want to say Insomniac even had a hand in making Enter the Dragonfly, and that was just bad. Oof.
Platinum Games are still open for acquisition as long as they get to keep their freedom, and they continue to shout at Phil Spencer, "Hey, we want to do Scalebound."
They must be bad for money at this point, right?
Yep, or he's out there begging Phil to bring back Scalebound. They need a check.
Because so my assumption is that who can they get work from?
Let me ask a
Right,
question.
so-
Let me just throw something out there that I don't think anybody has brought up in the internet because certain companies can do no wrong. Is Bayonetta 3 in the same problems that Scalebound? Did they take some money and do some stuff they shouldn't have done? Because if you remember, they tried to blame Microsoft, and Microsoft said, "Fuck no, this was their fault." They took money and they worked on other projects instead of Scalebound.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. Well, so let's look at it this way. So I'm just gonna pull it up
Because
I'm
Bayonetta's been in development hell for what now? 3-4
the
years?
same time that Metroid has been, and if you think about it,
Mhm.
Metroid got restarted.
Yeah.
So here, oh my god, yeah. Look at it. I'm just looking at this. So they did. Their first game is Mad World, Infinite Space, Bayonetta. Those are all Sega. Vanquish, yeah. And then Anarchy Reigns is kind of a mess. They get pulled in from Metal Gear Rising after Kojima scraps his own version. But then they do Wonderful 101, that kind of bombs. And they do Bayonetta 2, which is Wii U exclusive for a while. And then they start taking the Activision money.
Transformers.
And that's when Transformers, Legend of
Avatar.
Korra... no, it was Legend of Korra. That they did,
Same
which is Avatar.
universe. You know what I meant.
But the Avatar game is very different. That's the only reason why I'm baking that thing. And then they did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oof.
And then they did Star Fox Zero. Star Fox Zero, Star Fox Guard, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were in the same year. And then before that was Transformers Devastation and Legend of Korra.
They have 2 games coming out in the next month. Soul Crest had just launched in Babylon's Fall.
Here's where we start getting into... Then they get Nier Automata from Square Enix, saves the company. Then they do Astral Chain, and let's be honest, doesn't matter how good that game is, it didn't set the world on fire.
No.
Then they decided to they decided to go to Kickstarter and try to redo Wonderful 101.
Which bombed. That Kickstarter made its money, but it didn't sell.
Yeah, nobody bought that game afterwards.
No.
Out of that. And they printed a bunch of things. Then they did an iOS game called World of Demons. I didn't hear about it too much, so I'm going to assume no one was checking out. Then that's Soul Cresta. Now we have Babylon's Fall, which
it looks bad. It looks bad.
They haven't shown a lot of it, right?
It's out in a month. It's out in less than a month.
Wow, what a terrible time, too, because let's be honest, the audience for that is the Souls fans, and why?
I mean, is it really the Souls fans? Because it's not a Souls game; it's a multiplayer game.
But it's got the same aesthetic. And let's be honest, the game that's coming out on Friday, right? It's Friday.
Elden Ring, yeah, it's out on Friday.
Elden Ring, if it's got multiplayer,
it does.
Why would we need the look of that, right? Like, why do we need Babylon's Fall?
Dude, nobody's gonna play Babylon's Fall with Elden Ring out. No way.
Yeah. Like, it's just... And then they're doing Project GG, which is the other superhero thing, but it's just like... Everything that they've done in the last couple of years outside of Nier Automata has kind of been shit.
But they get
hell.
They get that forgiveness because Nier Automata was so good.
But I think like if it weren't for the fact that Nintendo clearly has some money invested into Bayonetta, if it was Sega would have Sega wasn't going to make a sequel, right?
No.
So
no.
Nintendo starts working with them, and let's be honest, outside of Bayonetta 2, everything that they've made for Nintendo has been bad.
Mediocre or poor sales.
Mediocre. Well, bad. I'm sorry. Star Fox Zero. As much as I like the concept, it doesn't play well. Like, someone should have... Any human playing that game would have said that's a bad control system. There's so many better ways to do it, and they just took the worst method. Anyways, so Nintendo, why would Nintendo, Astral Chain didn't set the world on fire, and Nintendo published it. I can't see Nintendo. Activision's not going to exist much longer. And Activision doesn't do licensed stuff really anymore anyways. So Activision doesn't have any work for them.
If all I can say is if Platinum is begging Microsoft would be the last company they would beg.
Yeah. And I think it's just because, there's nowhere else to go.
And there's a game there that they could kind of
maybe
rekindle.
Revive.
Yeah.
Because, Sony doesn't need them.
No.
Let's just be honest.
No.
Like, I hate to say it that way because Platinum has good ideas, but I don't think there's anything that Platinum does that a Sony studio couldn't do. And I'm going to say it right now, Ninja Theory, they're doing other things. The stupid multiplayer game was a bad idea too, speaking of multiplayer stuff, but like, Ninja Theory can do the stuff that Platinum does. I don't...
I'll say it. I'll say it right now. Ninja Theory is a better Platinum games.
People really hate that DMC game, but man, that's one of the best DMC games.
That is
To the
one
point
of the
where-
best Devil May Cry games that's ever been made, and I don't care what anybody says.
The only one that's better, in my opinion, is DMC 5. And guess what DMC 5 did? It looked at DMC and went, oh, we're taking that. And they did a bunch of stuff that DMC did and refined it and made it even better. And so, like, yeah, it's a very weird spot where it's like, Platinum can be open, but like, who wants you? You've burned bridges. It doesn't help that your most notable director kind of is really good at burning bridges.
Yeah, I'm just telling people to fuck off, and I'm just like,
He told too
Like-
many people to fuck off. Now he needs a check.
And like, let's be completely honest here. The person that they probably want to purchase them is Capcom. But that's never going to happen because Capcom would have just kept you as Clover if that was the case.
Yeah, Capcom's not buying any studios anytime soon. They're pretty
So,
happy
like,
with their internal teams.
But they were an internal team.
That's what I'm saying is their current
Capcom
internal
let them
team.
go. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so like they don't need a Beautiful Joe. Like, I love Beautiful Joe, I really do, but they don't need Beautiful Joe.
Dude, if you bring Beautiful Joe back, you'll get a bunch of people on Twitter excited about it, and it'll sell 500,000 copies.
Yeah, it'll sell just as many as Wonderful 101 Remastered.
Oh, probably a little more than that.
But you know what I mean.
Absolutely, it's in the same
ball.
ballpark as Wonderful 101. And it's like,
Yeah.
yes, these are good games. They're not commercially successful.
And this Soul Cresta, so they've published their last 3 games that are out.
That's
Soul
probably
Cresta
why they're
that's
losing
coming
money.
out, World of Demons on iOS, and the Wonderful 101 Remastered are all Platinum published.
My question is when Babylon's falls, will Square Enix stop doing business with them?
I think well, I mean, let's be honest, they remade the first Nier without them.
That's true.
Why would they? Because to me, that was as soon as I saw that Platinum wasn't working on Nier Replicant version 1, that was very weird to me. But it's like this clearly has to be like we will not work with this studio.
I wouldn't be shocked if they kind of disown them after Babylon's Fall, because I don't see Babylon's Fall making a dent.
Well, there is here's another one that's going to be like, maybe some people will disagree with me. You know who also is better Platinum games now? Koei Tecmo.
Yeah, they got Team Ninja, so why not?
And, well, who's making Stranger of Paradise?
Yep.
Final Fantasy. Right? Like,
Yeah.
and Nintendo kind of realized that too, because guess who Nintendo works with quite a bit? Koei Tecmo.
Koei Tecmo and Bandai Namco. Yeah, both of them.
And they gave Koei Tecmo the rights to use Zelda
And Fire Emblem.
and Fire Emblem, the 2 bigger series. And what did what did Platinum get? Here's Star Fox.
Yep.
The series we barely pay attention to, anyways.
Oh, it'd be interesting.
I will be surprised if anyone decides to pick up Platinum games, especially with the idea that they can do whatever the fuck they want still. Guys, if you're asking for acquisitions, guess what? That's definitely not going to be a thing from the person purchasing you. The reason why Bungie gets to have like carte blanche is because they were probably in a position where they didn't need to sell, but the offer was too good.
Yep. Majora's Mask has been dated for the Switch Online. It's February 25th.
I like that game, but
Is that the
This
way you
shit
want to
just
play
didn't-
it?
No.
Is it also on the high-priced?
Yeah,
Switch?
any N64 game is in the expansion pass, which I'm okay with now because of the Mario Kart DLC.
I mean, I don't own Mario Kart. I don't have a need for that Switch Online expansion pass.
Do you realize that I came to the conclusion the other day that we will not get a new Mario Kart for the Switch?
That's fine.
It's fine, but it's weird, right?
I just want, you know what? I want this to be the kind of thing now. You release a Mario Kart at the beginning of the console and then you support it all the way through.
But you didn't. This is a Wii U Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's be
no
honest.
buts. Mario
You
Kart
and
8
me-
was on the Wii U.
Yes, but you and I played it on Wii U,
I did.
and Drew, and then, like, how many people outside of us do you know with a Wii U, right? Like, how many...
No, I understand.
Switches
I
in more
understand what
hands.
you're saying, but
And they're selling you with all the content, and there wasn't new content in it. I get
there
what
was
you're
a
saying.
new Mario, there was a new Zelda, there was not a new Mario Kart on the Switch.
There was not a new Zelda, because that was on the Wii U too. So, like,
There will be.
Breath of the Wild 2.
you know what I'm saying, though.
Link's
I'd
Awakening.
rather listen. Well, here's my sell. They would sell you Mario Kart 8 at the beginning of this, and then you would get a new one that would then divvy up the courses over 2 games, and you'd pay full price for the second. Yeah, I think this method is far better. It's like when people were like, "I can't believe that Pokemon Sword and Shield is having an expansion pass." It's $20 or another $60-$70 for another title with that content in it.
Oh no, it's just weird that
I like-
there's never been a Nintendo generation without a new Mario Kart. It's just weird. I'm fine with it. I don't care.
I also prefer this Mario Kart over most of the other. Like, the only Mario Kart I think I like more than 8 potentially is Mario Kart DS, but that's because there's like the mission mode and stuff that they never brought back. Otherwise, this is the only one where the gimmick, and I wouldn't even say it's a gimmick really, is good, because I hated every other one that they added.
I'm
like-
perfectly fine if Mario Kart 8 is on Switch 2. I
Like,
don't
we
care.
would be having a different conversation if they're like, and Mario Kart Double Dash. I'd be like, yeah, no, make a new Mario Kart, man. I hate this fucking game.
All
I
right,
get it.
Mario
I'm a
worth
minority.
it now?
go. What'd you say, Drew?
Is Mario Golf worth it now?
No, Mario Golf is not. I've heard tennis is.
Yeah, golf is still kind of lacking in stuff, and it's not getting any more. So maybe if you could find it for $40, maybe.
You'll never find it for $40.
I mean, it might be
think
on
that-
sale sometime.
I think that speed golf idea was neat, but then everybody realized that's the focus, and it's like, oh, I just want to play golf.
Yeah. Like, God, that's like my favorite, like, Nintendo sport.
I like baseball.
Maybe Mario Golf on. Oh wait, you don't have the expansion pass. I was gonna say Mario Golf for the 64 is probably gonna come to that service, but you're not gonna buy it.
Wasn't that a great game, though?
It was absolutely. It's made by Clap Hands, so
Man, what are you guys doing, Nintendo?
they don't care. Those sports games just
Is Clap Hands formerly Camelot?
yeah, same company.
Okay, all right. Just
Hot
threw
Shots
me off
Golf,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla's made $1 billion in revenue.
The best-selling Assassin's Creed, I think.
Pretty crazy.
So I'm playing Origins, and there's an ad for Valhalla on the fucking main menu.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah,
It's
guaranteed.
not even the newest game, or was it even the game right after, I should say, which would be Odyssey. They've actually upped it Origins to be like, yo, buy the new one. I'm like, dude, there's so much here. I'm not doing that.
Battlefield is in shambles according to a team meeting they had, and during the team meeting, you know who they blamed?
Children.
Halo.
Oh, fuck off. You made a game that was unfinished. Get the fuck out of here. It's Halo's fault. Yeah, fuck off. You made a game without a campaign, and then you didn't have a very good multiplayer to prop it up.
Cracking me up, man. All right, I got a bunch of TV and movie news.
boy.
All right, well, here's where I tune out.
Halo Season 2 has already been greenlit before Season 1 even launches.
I always love that. That's always a great sign.
Sonic 3 has been announced before Sonic 2 comes out. And they've also announced a TV series focused around Idris Elba's performance
Knuckles.
as Knuckles.
I wonder if he expected his life to go this way.
You know what? I'm sure he's okay with it.
I am sure he's fine. He seems like he's a pretty cool dude. He DJs. He should be James Bond. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Last of Us TV show has been confirmed to 2023. So if you thought it was coming this year, it is not.
I still don't like the idea of that.
BioShock is going to be a TV show on Netflix.
Wow. So you want my fucking shitty take on this? Most of it's going to be very cheap, and it's going to be before Rapture goes under.
Yeah, it's going to be the creation of Rapture, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be.
And it's going to be very cheap, and you're not going to see the water too often, and when you do, it's going to be really bad CG, and it's going to look like a Sci-Fi Channel original.
I'll watch it. I've been watching that Cuphead show on Netflix.
I've heard that's okay.
It reminds me of like old school Looney Tunes. So
That's all I wanted to hear.
yeah, they're very short. They're like 10 minutes long, and then there's like 4 minutes of credits, which is fucking crazy. Amazon, not to be outdone again, is picking up 2 games for TV shows. I bet you'll never guess what they are unless you've already read about it.
I have not, so I'm gonna guess. I'm
Okay.
gonna guess terrible guesses on purpose. I'm gonna guess Pitfall
Okay.
and the TV show adaptation of the video game adaptation of the movie adaptation of Stephen King's Lawnmower Man.
Okay, Drew, do you have a guess?
Tetris.
No, you're both
I
incorrect.
really hope it's.
You're
I
both-
really hope it's not. No, there's a Tetris movie and it looks terrible.
There's also a Frogger TV show, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, it's a game show. It doesn't count.
So, the first one is Life is Strange.
Okay,
Okay.
can hold on. I'm a fan of Life is Strange enough with the fucking this. It's not. It only works because it's a video game. Stop it.
And the second one is Disco Elysium.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
That one. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that one falls through before it actually gets to filming,
Maybe. I don't know. All
or
right.
nothing's ever done with it. I just don't know how that one works because that's a lot of choice.
Last news story. Anthony's already hinted at it, but it is Nintendo is shutting down the Wii U and 3DS eShop in 2023. You'll still be able to download your purchases, but after, 2022? Sometime this year, you won't be able to add funds anymore, and then
Yeah.
you won't be able to buy anything after the date in 2023.
This is what they did with the Wii.
Yep.
You know, and this is the unfortunate reality of digital storefronts for aging consoles. And I know people go, I don't understand why you can't, but it's not even necessarily a cost issue. I understand people think that Nintendo stuff isn't linked, but it is to some extent. And like with older hardware, you have to keep updating it because there's going to be vulnerabilities, and you don't want someone to hack your network. So it's either consistently have someone maintaining it or shut it down. So-
To kind of tail into this, we have a tweet from Dr. Feelgood who says, "Hey guys, any recommendations of games to get on the Wii U and 3DS before the shops go down? Hidden gems." Somebody replied to him saying, "Ever Oasis, Fantasy Life, the gemmiest of the hidden games."
So Ever Oasis is anybody familiar with the 3DS remakes of the Zelda games. So Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and I believe they also worked on Link's Awakening on the Switch. Grezzo is the studio that did that, and that was their like own property. So it's a very much a 3D Zelda like game, and it looks like it's stuck on there. It's a Nintendo first party. Fantasy Life is a level 5 RPG life sim sort of thing. I'm gonna just say right now because I'm gonna try to make a list of stuff that people should look at before it's gone. As I'm sure a bunch of other sites will too. But a big thing is with how popular Persona is now and everything. There's a lot of Shin Megami Tensei games on the 3DS.
Yeah.
Strange Journey Redux, Soul Hackers, the mainline Shin Megami Tensei 4 titles. There's 2 of them.
To cut in real quick, there is a countdown for Soul Hackers too.
So yeah, you're gonna want to pick up Soul Hackers. Looks like, and then there's Apocalypse or whatever, or something to do with time. Apocalypse is 4. There's all the Etrian Odyssey titles. There's a bunch of Professor Layton titles. Excuse me. And a bunch of Ace Attorney games. There's a lot of I'm not gonna say mainstream stuff, but just kind of these games that are on the peripheral. I think a lot. Like there's gonna be hidden gems on there for sure, but I think a lot of this stuff, Ever Oasis and what was the other one? Fantasy Life are more hidden gems, but like a lot of these tertiary Japanese titles that have kind of existed on the outskirts of popular knowledge, that are going to be stuck on the 3DS, and if you want to play them, that's probably the best place to do it. The Etrian Odyssey games actually have there's a 3DS remake of 1 and 2, so I think there's 5 or 6 that are available.
Isn't that the one that Jason drew the penis map on?
Probably.
Yes. There's also an Etrian Odyssey Persona game on there. There's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them. There's Persona Q and Persona Q2.
Yeah, those are great games, by the way.
And then you have your stuff your more obvious stuff like WarioWare Gold, which Yoshi's Woolly World. But that's the Wii U's shutting down, so
3D Land.
3D Land. I mean, some of these are physically you can buy them physical, but you're gonna see that price rise. And man, the price on the Shin Megami Tensei stuff is already super high. I had one shot at getting Persona Q2, and I didn't take it, and that game is $100+ now. And so that's the reason why I'm saying you should probably look at those. If you can, maybe hold on a bit, because Sega was pretty good at putting those on sale constantly for $10 a piece.
I bet you there's a bunch of sales as this starts to wind down.
You never know. Sometimes people end up being real greedy fuckers. I
got one more quick one for you.
Sure.
Radiant Historia. Perfect.
Yeah. Another game that
amazing game.
You're gonna pay a lot for the 3DS version, and you're gonna pay probably more for the DS original. So don't get them digitally, because we kind of luck out. A lot of the digital only titles on the 3DS you can probably skip. But there's a bunch of DSi stuff on there that's going to be lost as well. So I'm just kind of quickly looking through all your 3D classics. There's our exclusive versions of Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Excite Bike, if you really want to, Urban Champion, and a bunch of Genesis games. And they run amazing, but that'll be it. Of course, Animal Crossing New Leaf, Beyond Oasis, like we've said previously, Bravely Default, Bravely Second, those are on there, and you're gonna want the demos, because the demos, one of the demos, I can't remember which one, I think it's for Bravely Default, is actually exclusive content, and then it carries over. Chase Cold Case Investigations is one where like I was really into. I'm really into Sing, the company that's defunct. I really like their adventure games. Some of the artists and like the director and some of the writers and developers of those titles came back together, made Chase Cold Case Investigations, and was the only one. And they never did another one, and it's very disappointing. You have the Dylan series, like fuck. It's just there's the 3DS was a really good shop. You're not gonna have as big of a list on the Wii U. You're gonna have more
Devil's
of like,
Third.
sorry,
Devil's
yeah,
Third.
Devil's Third. You're honestly like, hey, like if you're looking at the Wii U, all the Mega Man Battle Network games are complete. You can buy one version of it and have access to most of the content. Obviously, some of the bosses are going to be exclusive to different versions, but like if you don't have to connect with anyone in Mega Man Battle Network 3 to get all the chips, because when you go to connect, it fails, but it just sends a line of code to the game that says, yeah, you connected to someone else, and you have all the chips from the other version, so you can complete your chipsets. The version of Super Mario... Oh god. Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Brothers 3E has all the e-reader levels in it. Like, it's disappointing because like this is kind of the last time Nintendo really did a good job of maintaining older catalog on a current console, and you're not gonna have that. Like I'm looking at my list here, Kid Icarus Uprising. Yeah, that game some people have issues playing because it's uncomfortable, but like this is it. This is the only way. Like,
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, we're thinking we're forgetting a lot of stuff here. All the Monster Hunter games before
oh,
World.
you know I'm not a fan, so I wouldn't have brought that up because I just wouldn't have thought about it.
There's like 4 Monster Hunter games that are like 200-hour games that you won't ever get to play again.
Oh, okay, well, if we're going through a list, I like the Jake Hunter games. There's a 3DS Jake Hunter game. The 2 Kirby games on 3DS are really good. And then there's a port of Epic Yarn, which is recommended too. Legend of the River King 1 and 2 are Game Boy Color games. They go for a bit more, and they're like $10, not even, on the 3DS. You have, oh god, you have so many Zelda games. A Link Between Worlds is the one you need to get, but
Yes.
Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time 3D are also on there, as are Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Link's Awakening DX, A Link to the Past, and Zelda 2 and Zelda 1. Like,
What was the Yoshi's game? There was like Yoshi Story 2. It
no.
was just on 3DS.
No, that was Yoshi's Story DS. Or Yoshi's Island DS.
Yoshi's Island DS, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's a DS game. That's a standard DS game. Like, it was only on physical cartridge.
No, I reviewed one of them. I still got it on my 3DS. It's still downloaded on there. I can't
It's,
remember.
there's New Yoshi's Island.
It may be New Yoshi's Island. It's the
And
one
then there's Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah.
The Mario and Luigi games, they remade Bowser's Inside Story, and they remade Superstar Saga. You can skip Dream Team and Paper Jam, but they're there. And Samus Returns, because that game's already expensive with the people loving Dread. Man, I'm really disappointed this fucking consoles. At this point,
you can get Zero Mission and Zero Metroid
No.
Zero, right?
yeah, you can get those on the Wii U.
Is that where you can get them? You can't get them on
Yeah.
3DS?
No, 3DS, you only got Zero Mission or not Zero Mission, you only got Fusion if you had you were an early purchaser before the price drop on 3DS.
Any Castlevania games? Mirror of Fate, but that's on. They have an HD version of that.
Yeah, you can buy that HD version on PC.
Yeah.
New Super Mario Brothers 2. Again, we've mentioned Persona Q 2. All the Picross titles, if you really like Picross. And then there's early titles like Pilot Wings Resort. It's not the best game ever, but if you have any interest, the chances are running out. The exclusive version of Puzzles and Dragons on the 3DS is pretty cool. The Mario levels. We already mentioned Radiant Historia. Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix was the last Rhythm Heaven game, and you should fucking play it. And speaking of Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure, that's a super expensive game. If you have any interest in it, that's a game you're going to want to pick up for less money. There's 3 River City games on there, as well as the original River City Ransom, but Knights of Justice, which is a 3DS download only, and then Rival Showdown and Tokyo Rumble, and they're both fucking great titles. And Knights of Justice is good, but it's a bit of a different setup. Sakura Samurai, Art of the Sword, which is a Punch-Out clone, where you're a samurai who has to, like, chop at enemies as they come at you. Fuck, man. All the Shin Megami stuff. There's I think you can download it. Shinobi for the 3DS is very good. And Sonic Lost World for the 3DS is very good. Don't let other people tell you otherwise. Also, Star Fox 64 3D.
Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon.
Yeah, the Pokemon games, of course.
Because we could probably sit here all day naming
Dude,
stuff. We should probably move on.
It's like, yeah, I'm just going to say this. Like, if you're like, maybe I'll get the physical, go and look up the price of physical now. It's going to get more expensive. And if you're not certain, like, it's, again, like, you have to be pretty certain, like, oh, I'll play that someday, and be willing to pay more, because stuff is going to skyrocket. It always does. As soon as the PlayStation 3 store was rumored to be shutting down, and then obviously people got Sony to change their mind, there's I have the disc that has Tokyo Jungle on it. That went through the roof. I paid $10 for it, brand new. That's how nobody gave a shit about it. And then as soon as that talk was, oh, the store's going to shut down, that disc went up to like 50.
All right, let's do our tweets and be gone. Shogun says, well, they got me. I bought Cyberpunk for the second time due to the patch, the 5-hour trial being on sale, $30. The shooting is horrible on a controller, but overall it's a fun game, especially for free since I paid for it using my Microsoft rewards. Unbeatable formula. Also, it's much more stable, but I can't decide on 60 frames per second or ray tracing. I love how smooth 60 feels, but it seems sharper on ray tracing. The point I really want to emphasize is that price was the overall barrier and factor for playing this game. I can't justify broken games at $70. He is not incorrect.
I almost can't justify games at $70.
Well, $70 is whatever.
At this point, $70 is the lower end for me.
That's true. It's the high end for us, and I'm okay with a really good game being $70. No, Cyberpunk, if you have held out like we did, like Drew and I did, now is the time to play this game. It's very good. I'm glad I waited. He also says on the topic of difficulty, the fix is to have 2 modes. A story mode, which is essentially easy mode, just without seeing easy. Normal is just hard mode, just change the labels, add some new NFT achievements. Now everybody's happy. Kidding. Difficulty versus frustrating is the real fight.
Yeah.
I imagine we will have more conversations once Elden Ring drops because the Sifu conversation kicked up as soon as they said they were adding a difficulty mode.
How dare they?
Yes, how dare they? Now Elden Ring will be the conversation come Friday.
I hope they have an easy mode in Elden Ring.
Hey, that'd be cool, but probably won't.
Fuck with people.
I want a mode where none of the enemies do any damage.
The hard mode is just not getting upset at somebody making an easy mode.
That's never going to happen. That's the most difficult mode. Alright, I got a list of tweets here from Das Wunderbra Kid, which I believe is Eeyore Kara, Drew. Am I correct in that?
Yes, you're correct in that.
He says, why is there so much hate for Street Fighter V? Have you guys booted it up lately? It's great.
I hated it when it launched. I gave it 4 months for them to fix it, and they never did. So I dropped it and never went back.
I was going to say, it only took, 3 years, but they finally got it right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's a fantastic game, but once you get that stigma in me, Maybe I'll try Street Fighter 6.
I'll get my stigma in you.
I will be
There.
excited for
Good
Street
silence,
Fighter.
alright.
I'll be excited for Street Fighter 6 if we don't go the same route the first one went, which is what you remember when that came out? They were like, we're gonna just add to it over time. We're gonna launch with like hardly any characters.
Yeah.
No arcade mode, no story mode, no versus mode.
Let me tell you something. And this was in my review. I gave that game a 5, and there was at launch, and for the first 2 months or 3 months of that game, there was no way to play a standard 3-round match against the computer.
Yeah, the versus mode was just human versus human.
Yes,
That game was garbage when it came out.
it
It
was.
just not good. I've played it within the last year, and yes, it's a lot better, but I'm kind of in the same train as Drew. Like, I just felt like it was too little too late. I'd already moved on. Mortal Kombat outclassed it in modes, like at launch. And I was just more interested in other fighting games. And also, I'm more of an Xbox guy, and the fact that it's only on PlayStation, and I very rarely boot up my PlayStation unless it's to play an exclusive. I just very rarely ever got into it. So, he says, good to see an episode in my idle time zone, Melbourne, Australia. It's breakfast time. I had some wombat stew and now off to work. Gotta hop on my kangaroo. He's up and ready to go early today.
Look out for the dingoes.
He pre-ordered the NWO edition of WWE 2K. They've been doing roster reveals. I hope they add Alex Wright.
I'm
This
sorry.
is all like fucking another language to me. Sorry.
I'm sorry that you pre-ordered that game, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be bad, like the last couple of the WWE.
Yeah, I will be very interested to see how people respond to that game. I don't have any interest in those games, but I will definitely be watching the conversation around that game when it comes out next month. How amazing would it be if recently WWE fired Shane McMahon turned up in AEW?
It would be great because like Vince would lose his shit, and anything that makes Vince McMahon upset is a good thing.
His last tweet says, one time when I was a kid, my football got stuck in a tree. I went up to get it and got slapped by a koala.
I'm gonna ask. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. So the only thing I'm just curious is like, do you think it was? Oh, I'm assuming he means like a soccer ball to us,
Yeah,
right?
in Australia that would be a soccer ball. Yes,
but they have their own football.
yes they do.
Australian rules footy. Like, I don't know.
Don't look at me. I mean, there's a ball in a tree, so if a koala slapped
hope
me,
you
I
didn't
would just
catch-
kind of stare at it for 10 seconds and be like,
Dude,
did you just
they
fucking do that?
Yeah, probably gave you chlamydia.
I mean, I'll suplex that bitch off the top tree trunk.
Grab its fucking big ass ears and rip it off.
I still occasionally see the meme video of the guy walking up to the kangaroo that's attacking.
Oh,
Punch
the
you in the
fist
face.
fight? Yeah.
That kangaroo was ready to tear that dog open, and that man just walked over and was like, "Not today, mate!" Boom! Fucking punch that kangaroo. Doesn't know what the fuck just happened.
That's just
So
funny.
good.
It'd feel worse if kangaroos weren't major jackasses. Like, they'll just sit in water and be like, "Oh no, I'm drowning," and then somebody like goes in to help the kangaroo, and like kangaroo drowns the person because they're bastards.
I mean, kangaroos sound kind of like the dicks of nature, so.
They really. Have you seen how jacked they are?
Yeah, they're like
assholes.
super buff, man. All right, last tweet comes from another fellow New Zealander. He says, hey, this is Adam. Just wondering if what shows everyone has been watching. It's time for something new. The Expanse just ended, and I must say, for a show that everyone called Game of Thrones in space, it ended up being better because it didn't shit the bed at the end. Cheers.
There you go.
Was the last guy Australian or New Zealand?
Sorry, Australian. You're right. Two different places. Same time zone, most likely, I'd imagine.
Yes. I was just like, oh shit, did I accidentally fuck those two up? Like, I'm gonna get it. Okay.
No,
All right.
that that is something serious because I actually work with somebody who's from New Zealand, and I called him an Aussie one time, and he told me to go fuck myself.
Yeah, there's a very difference between the two.
I did that to a guy who's from Pakistan, and now every time he'd annoy me, I'd just be like, "Don't you? Aren't you from Bollywood or something?" He's like, "I'm not Indian." I'm like, "I know, I'm doing this on purpose." Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch TV, man.
TV shows are awesome, dude. You should watch Peacemaker. It's fucking
I need
excellent.
to. I'm so
I
lazy.
man, Peacemaker. I'm on episode 3 right now.
Oh shit, son, it's about to get real good.
Holy crap! That
I've
first
only-
episode is insane.
I've only seen the sequence where he's leaving the house
I mean, which
and his
time?
the neighbor confronts him. Like Batman has a.
That's not his
Yeah,
house.
No,
Don't spoil it for me.
I'm
It
not gonna
just makes
spoil it
sense.
for you. That's not his house, though.
But he's leaving a house with a bunch of guns. Clearly.
Yeah, it's like Batman has a rapport of villains.
Yeah, villains, and then and he just walks over and is like, "My poor villains are 6 feet fucking under."
I just
No,
love.
Batman
I just
doesn't
love.
kill people. That's because Batman's a pussy.
Dude, I love the fact that he shits on every superhero in this show.
Just it's weird seeing John Cena.
the man who holds the record for the most Make-A-Wishes.
Yeah, the man who holds the record for the most Make-A-Wishes is calling Batman a pussy.
Drew,
He's playing a villain. Like
This-
this is so out of character, and he's very good at it.
the fucking fight scene in I think it's the first or second episode with the girl in the apartment building.
That's the first episode, boss.
Yeah, that shit is hilarious, dude.
Dude, no. Let me tell you something. As somebody who is a fan of the 80s rock music, holy shit, this is like freaking Mecca for this entire soundtrack.
I'm glad we're just all just like as soon as I said I'd once jokingly called my friend Indian, even though he's from Pakistan, just to annoy him, that you were just like, man, I'm just gonna throw out Mecca. Bunch of white guys.
Dude,
All I'm saying, there's tons of awesome, like very, very niche 80s rock band music in this.
All I'm hearing is that they played Styx once, and you're very happy.
No, there's no sticks in this.
Yeah.
have you seen the episode where the end of it is him playing Home Sweet Home on the piano?
No.
Okay, that is a great scene. There's so many great scenes. The one of the last scenes in the finale is so fucking good. It's so good.
Do they tie anything in?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Do they tie something in that was mentioned in the first episode?
I don't know if what was mentioned in the first episode.
Something that actually happened in The Boys.
The TV show, The Boys?
Yeah.
I
Well, they're not the same universe.
not the same universe, so
I know they're not the same universe, but something happened in The Boys that I thought was absolutely hilarious. And it's mentioned in the first episode of Peacemaker, and I'm wondering if they follow up with that.
I don't know what you're referring to. Otherwise, I would answer, but
Well, I don't want to say it because then if you say yes, then there's a spoiler in there.
it does tie into other DC stuff. I will tell you that.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Other than Peacemaker, my wife and I just finished Inventing Anna on Netflix.
I saw that went up. I have no idea what that is.
That is a crazy story.
They're inventing Anna, clearly.
No, man, I couldn't believe this girl got away with all this shit.
I mean, is it like a true story?
Oh, yeah, it's based on a true story.
But I mean, what is it about? Like, what did she do?
She conned multiple people out of millions of dollars just pretending to be rich and be an influencer.
Okay.
It just happened with somebody else. Where
And
the
she had-
woman stole a bunch of Bitcoin.
She's also like, she's got this accent that it reminded me of Tommy Wiseau every time I heard it.
Hello, people.
Yeah, where you don't know
I
where
like
the-
American football.
Yeah.
If you
So
haven't
you
watched,
don't know-
yeah, if you haven't watched Archive 81, you should watch that.
Oh God, that's so good too.
That was such a good show. It's just one
Yeah.
season, and it's good.
Well, there is a second season coming. they've
I
already said.
know. I just wonder if it's going to be like we shouldn't have done a second season kind of thing, you know? Like
Yeah.
just kind of leave the mystery where it was because it ended on such a note of like, what? Well, what happens now?
Yeah.
God, that show was so
No.
good.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, man, the fucking rec room scene still haunts me, dude.
And it's fucking creepy. That whole show is fucking creepy because you don't know if it's ever real.
Yeah,
You know, like throughout the entire show, you're like, is this just bullshit? Are these people just not? Is this not true? And then the last episode was like, no, motherfucker.
the scene
You
where she's talking to him in the convenience store, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, no, that show was trippy as hell.
Yeah, definitely watch that show. That show was very good.
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine if there's anything else. We watched a lot of TV.
I keep hearing that other Netflix show, the girl in the house across the street or something.
That's a comedy. My wife watched it. She said, it was okay.
Okay, I keep hearing say it's really good, but
It's a reference to another movie. Like it's so I don't know if you need to have like because the title's a reference to like the girl in the window or whatever the fuck it's, and then now this is the neighbor across the street.
Yeah, this is a spoof of Rear Window, essentially.
It's kind of like that. Fuck, what was that show where it was Making a Murderer, and then they did this like Netflix did the spoof of it.
Oh, the Who Drew the Dicks on something?
oh
Yes.
yeah,
And they start breaking down how people draw dicks to prove the innocence.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
all I can say right now is like I see people online complaining that like so much of our media is just mediocre, and I'm just like, dude, I'm so fed right now with like stuff to watch.
Don't fucking watch mediocre stuff.
I mean, some people think the stuff that I'm talking about is mediocre. I think Peacemaker's the only thing I've heard that people are like universally acclaiming.
Well, that's because you have bad taste, and we all know that.
Well, clearly.
I
enjoyed Boba Fett. Okay.
So,
all
right. So I have not watched Boba Fett because I don't give a flying shit about Star Wars. From my understanding, a lot of people were giving it shit and then changed their mind towards the end of the season.
Well, yeah, because somebody else showed up that they somehow are in love with, that they're not in love with Boba Fett. Even though, like, Star Wars fans for the longest time couldn't get enough Boba Fett.
You weren't ever going to be happy with Boba Fett because it's fucking Boba Fett.
I like Boba Fett.
Dude, here, they have made Boba Fett out to be this important character. If you go back and watch the original
He's in it
trilogy,
for 2 minutes.
He's a throwaway character.
Well, he wasn't supposed to be, but George Lucas went, I think I'm kind of done with this. And then he, like, just wrote him out. Because they originally introduced him because, like, oh, he's going to be the next big bad. And then he wasn't, because that's just how this works with George Lucas. He was introduced in that shitty fucking Christmas special, and then...
Bib Fortuna is mentioned in the Boba Fett show constantly, and he's in the Star Wars trilogy less than Boba Fett is.
Yeah, but Bib Fortuna has that scary face, right?
Well, he's a Twi'lek.
Yeah, but he's scary for a Twi'lek.
That's true. He's like a deformed
big
Twi'lek.
Fucking red eyes, and looks like he's got, it looks like they filed his teeth down to give him veneers, and then they just didn't give him the veneers.
Hey.
Hawkeye was pretty good.
Hawkeye was very good. Even if you, like...
I'm not watching Marvel stuff either.
Yeah, the Marvel stuff has gotten so crazy now, it's like if you haven't watched everything, a lot of it's not going to make any sense to you.
Is there anything out Marvel-wise right now?
Strange will be the next thing.
Well, I still haven't seen Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, I mean, like TV show-wise, because it was for a while there, they were, like, when something wrapped up the next week or the week after that, they were starting something new.
The next TV show is Moon Knight.
Okay.
That's in March, I think.
Okay. So they're taking a couple months break.
Yeah, and then, they kind of alternate between Star Wars and Marvel, because after Moon Knight, it's Obi-Wan in May, I think.
Okay.
But Then Marvel stuff, you've got She-Hulk is coming. There's another one, right? Is Blade a TV show or is it a movie?
Dude, Blade was going to be a TV show, but I haven't heard anything about it since, which is disappointing. Although it's not Wesley Snipes, I don't really give a fuck.
I mean, some motherfuckers always try to ice skate uphill.
They tried. Remember when they tried doing that on like Spike TV? They're like, "We're gonna do a Blade TV show." Well, I don't give a shit. It's not Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I know. Wesley Snipes is Blade.
He kind of made the character. It's kind of like whoever ends up being Wolverine is gonna have a real rough time.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, another one, the Tinder Swindler, which is in the same vein as Inventing Anna. The Tinder Swindler is a movie, and man,
I saw that somewhere. Where's that at?
it's on Netflix.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
actually pretty
fucking
good.
log into my HBO via Crave, and like Crave will not turn off. Crave is the Canadian way I access it, and just keep saying an unexpected error has occurred. You fucking shit. I want to see if Peacemaker's on there, and I can't.
Yeah, I wait. So like, I saw the conversation floating around about how like Peacemaker was so good because they did it weekly, and like it stayed in the conversation. I waited until the last episode was up before I started watching it, because I'm one of those people that I want to be able
At
to
all.
finish it, like as I start watching it. So Boba Fett's the only one I did on a weekly basis. It was like a Wednesday thing, like, oh look, the new Boba Fett. I'm gonna go sit down and watch it.
When we were watching Peacemaker, like my wife did not want to watch it because she said she hated his character in Suicide Squad, and then we started the first episode, and she's like, "I hate everybody in the show. It's like everybody in the show is fucking stupid. Like even the good guys, like his handlers and stuff, are idiots.
Diebeard.
They had Diebeard." And she's like, everybody's idiots in the show. Why is everybody stupid? Like
Come
the
on.
whole time he's trying to escape in the second episode, beginning of the seventh episode, when he's trying to escape that like apartment complex. And she's like, why is he doing all this dumb shit?
He's
Why-
like putting the records in a sheet.
Yeah. He's taking the Cinderella record.
And he's like going through her shelves, like, oh, I could use this.
Yeah. I'm gonna make some cookies tonight.
Dude, the fact that he karaoke's with the dildo.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this show? Even?
Dude, it's so good. It's so good.
It sounds like fuck the DC character of whatever it was, although it's Peacemaker, so no one really gave a shit, and like he just went, fuck it, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And, like,
And it's some of the
they're
best
like,
stuff
yep.
DC's put out. It's so good.
It's almost like the poaching the talent from Disney was a good idea when Disney was like, told some
Yeah.
jokes back in the day. It's like, yeah, he also directed Romeo and Juliet. Never forget that.
Nah, this is
Or
exactly
wrote it.
what James Gunn, like, you can tell James Gunn wanted to do this with Guardians of the Galaxy, but they wouldn't let him. So he's just like, all right, well, I'll do it with these obscure DC villains.
Damn, I want to say what the thing is at the end. And God damn it, it's killing me because it's like you would never expect this. It's so
Is
good.
it something my wife is going to hate?
What's that?
Is it something my wife is going to hate?
I don't think she's gonna care. It's more for the nerd.
Okay, so I will get it. She won't.
You will get it, and you'll be shocked that it's in there.
Okay.
You'll be like, "Oh wow, they got that." Okay. Oh shit. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that show is so good. I'm so mad it's over. Like I'm so mad that I don't have any more to watch.
Well, season 2's coming. They already said.
I know, but it's gonna be what 2 years before it's out, and then I gotta wait 8 weeks for it to run so I can watch it.
True.
Do you stick around after the credits for the extended scenes?
I saw the first episode, but I don't think we stuck around for the second one because it was getting late.
Oh
Just turned off
man,
the TV.
some of them are fucking hilarious. Oh, by the way, Drew, I was gonna text you about this, but what's his name? Supernatural, the guy that talks funny in season 4 or 5, the demon that worked with Dean in Hell.
Oh, that's Alistair.
Alistair, the guy that played him first, shows up in the show.
Does he talk like that?
No, and I've been waiting for him the whole time to be like, I don't know, Dean.
Hi, Dean.
Dean, you don't understand.
It's been a long time, Dean.
I kept waiting for him to talk like that. I'm like, you're gonna break out in that voice in a minute, aren't you?
Yeah, Alistair. I talk to my wife in that voice all the time. I call her Dean, and she's like, "Would you please stop this?"
How you doing, Dean?
Oh shit. Anyway, that's it for the late night show. We had some fun. Go watch some TV shows. It's a good time out there.
Yeah, play some video games while you're at it.
Yeah, go play some video. Cyberpunk's good now. It was finally good.
For a long uphill battle. Cyberpunk is good, everybody.
You know what? It's making me, knock out something on my backlog. I swore I would play it when it got patched for next gen, and I'm playing it, and it's good. So.
Yeah, I need to do that too, but Titan Quest is calling my name for some reason.
Oh, I hear you. Video games are good. Horizon's out. You can play that. Elden Ring's out on Friday. You can play that. Good video games, man. Gran Turismo's out in a few weeks. So.
I kind of want to play that too.
Hey, too bad it ain't a first-party Xbox game. You can play it on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's only $60 on PS4, so.
Oh, we're gonna have that conversation again.
I mean, at least I'm not paying $70.
That's true, but I mean, do we get to do the free upgrade again for $60?
They send you the little pamphlet if you pay full price. Thank you for your service.
You get a customized letter from Polyphony Digital. We heart you. You are our biggest fan.
You work hard. You now play hard. Goodbye.
All right. If you want to shoot us an email, it's podcast@ztgd.com. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at N4G Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter. Drew is at DML Fury. Anthony's at Complacent Robot. I am at ZTGD, and you can follow the site at ZTGD Content. Check out Phoenix Down. Yakuza 4 is over, correct?
No. We probably got 2 more episodes of it. But don't forget, vote on the next game. Everybody go check out ZTGD Phoenix Down on Twitter, and we have a poll going up on our next game. Please
Everybody
be sure
vote
to
God Hand.
I was just about to say it.
Don't
It's like
vote
what I
God.
voted for, but I'm just...
I didn't vote for it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Why'd you put it on there if you didn't want people to vote for it?
That was not my choice. That was Matt's choice.
Okay, well, I voted for God Hand.
just
Everybody
doesn't
else
like
should
it
vote for God Hand.
because he only follows the IGN or GameSpot or whatever it was, and they gave it a 3. So
Isn't that a Kamiya game?
I don't.
I mean, to come full circle on the whole conversation.
maybe it is a Clover game. I'm pretty sure. No, it was
Mikami
directed by Shinji Mikami.
I don't know.
and Atsushi Inaba. Those are the directors on the game. Audience rating 4.9 out of 5. All right. Unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.
Epic fail. Welcome to the N4G Podcast.
It's me, Mario.
Zero tolerance.
This is going to be a very interesting episode.
Gather time.
Greetings, programs. I got lost trying to find my way to the secret underground N4G Radio lair.
The Wombat. voice of being angry. Killer Wolverine. Play games, not consoles. No fanboys allowed.
And then I killed the dragon. 8.0.
Killed the dragon.